today we're going to show you some easy beginner's houseplants that you may not have considered. So a lot of people come to us to help design plants into their spaces, and a lot of these people also have not owned plants before. So I don't want to give them just sort of the typical houseplants. I want to give them something special, something a little less common, but something just as easy as the ones that you come across on the top 10 list, like the snake plant. No shade on snake plants, but let's mix it up. So first up we have Peperomias. I really love to use Peperomias because they add a pop of color, they usually have a fun pattern on their leaves, they make a great coffee table plant, they make a great side table plant, are great for things like consoles, and they come in a lot of different varieties. Here we have this watermelon peperomia and a red ripple peperomia. I like to use these because they're easy to care for, they're fairly drought tolerant, meaning you don't have to water super consistently. A lot of our clients go out of town, so we want to give them something very manageable. Just needs some bright indirect light and it's very happy. It's also pet safe, so it can go in more pet accessible locations without clients having to worry about it. Love it. Next up we have Aglaonemas. Again, this one packs a colorful punch, but it also comes in more subdued varieties like your basic greens. This one is an Aglaonema creta. I love it because it has these lovely pink stems, but there's many different kinds. One of the reasons I love Aglaonemas is because you can employ them in low light spaces and medium light spaces as well. So they're fairly versatile as to where you can place them. They make a great bookshelf plant, another great tabletop item or a countertop item in a kitchen, anywhere that's not getting a ton of light. They're also very drought tolerant as well, so this is the kind of plant that you can go out of town and not have to worry about. So often clients are looking for something that they can hang by a window or maybe place on a sunny shelf that will sort of cascade down. And this is where I really like to bring in Hoyas. Hoyas are remarkably drought tolerant plants, also come in lots of different shapes, sizes, and colors. They are what's known as a semi-succulent, meaning they hold the water in their bodies, so this makes them also very drought tolerant. You're not going to have to water this one that often, which makes it a really good option for higher up spaces that are harder to reach. You won't have to visit this one quite as often. If it is happy and it's getting a lot of light, it will also bloom these incredible flowers. I just really love the Hoya. This was also a pet safe plant. And it can be very therapeutic to untangle vines. I have a special place in my heart for Scheffleras. I love their radial leaves and they're so easy to care for. They grow so nice and bushy and sometimes they grow tall. Smaller Scheffleras like this I really like to put on dresser tops and also countertops, that kind of thing. But I also have some large Scheffleras that I like to employ as floor plants. This is a Schefflera actinophila, which would make a great floor plant. It will continue to grow upward as long as you give it about a quarter rotation, maybe once a month, so it doesn't grow towards its light source. I just love the shape of these leaves. I love how they're radial, and the color on this one is really impressive. They usually come in a bit of a darker color, but this one has a bit more of a lemon lime color, which I really, really like. I'm definitely gonna put this in someone's home. So Dracaenas are maybe one of those more common houseplants, but they get an honorable mention on here too because they come in so many different varieties. There's pretty much a Dracaena for every occasion. These little guys are, again, great kind of tabletop, countertop, console, coffee table plants, and they add a great pop of color. They're also really, really easy, so I like to use them a lot. These particular ones are a bit more of the lower light variety, whereas this Dracaena arborea next to me can handle a higher light. This is the kind of plant that we put in a very open space, something with nice high ceilings and with lots of lateral room so that it can spread out. However, more commonly I'm designing in a space that is a bit more narrow, especially here in DC. We have a lot of row houses. They tend to be narrow and tall. Dracaena marginatas, and I will bring it over. Dracaenas like this, candelabra. This is such a versatile plant, and it does well in a more diffused light and a brighter light. This is again one of those that's going to grow towards its light source, which is why we have so many bends in its beautiful trunks. So you will want to rotate it to keep it growing upward. Or you can position it strategically to its light source so that it gets a little funky, flowy dance in its trunks. Another drought tolerant one, don't have to water this one too terribly often. It really holds up well against underwatering, as so many of these plants do. I think I have 2 of these in my home. They're just so much fun and they add so much to the space. So if you're looking to do some special plant design in your home, these are great ones to start with. They're definitely conversation starters. All these plants are really versatile. If you're looking to gift a plant to someone who's maybe just starting to dip their toes into plant care, these are great options for them as well. Anyway, thanks for joining us. See you next time.